Greetings, viewers. This is King H from Southern Cameroon, Ambazonia. Welcome to my platform. This is a Pan-African platform. Please like, share, and subscribe. The discussion of today comes from Cameroon. It was titled Silencing the Guns. Will destruction of arms silence the guns in Cameroon? Excellent question. But before we continue to discuss this um, article, I would like to say that this platform discusses geopolitical issues around the world, and especially Africa. As you know, the geopolitical issues in Africa is getting intense, and especially the geopolitical issues around the world, if you keep up with what is happening. But the Cameroon government has destroyed dozens of illicit arms and weapons. Most of the weapons were given by former militiamen in the country in the far north, northwest, and southwest region. So, in a way, the government is trying to use the silence and the guns to showcase that they're doing something about what is happening in Cameroon, about what is happening about this secessionist group or the secessionist conflicts that is happening in two Anglophone regions and the jihadist war in the far north. But they're looking at this from a small minded side because burning guns would not solve the problem. See, the Cameroon government says illicit weapons are the main cause of the instability in the country. Which this tells you that they don't even know, they don't understand the root cause of the problem. They think that if they burn the guns, if they burn all the guns, then the problem will be fixed. The problem will not be fixed. This is the issue with African leaders and African government. They think they could solve something that is affecting the nation by doing something so little. But burning the guns would not stop the the passion within Southern Cameroonians who want to be liberated, who want to be feel free in a nation that they belong. You can burn the guns and think that all that determination, all that desire to live like a human being would just, you know, stop. It will not. The people that the desires of the people will continue despite what you're doing. And you are just looking for easy fix on issues that is so complicated. According to several experts, there are more than 40 million illicit weapons circulating in the continent of Africa alone. Prime Minister Nguti added that this hampered the development of society. But that's not true. What is hampering the progress of society is bad leadership. It's the same prime minister. He's in the way of the progress of society. Him and many other leaders who are charting the way for the future of Cameroon. Because the future of Cameroon and the future of Cameroonians are bleak due to leaders like Prime Minister Nguti and his headmaster, President Paul Biya. But they're trying to solve something that is so complicated, something that's been going for so long, and for 4 years now, real fight has been happening because of this issue. And the issue did not start within the 4 years. It started since the creation of the nation. But no, they want to avoid that and try to fix it from something that is not going to really do anything. However, Felix Agbonkongo says that the root cause of the conflict in Cameroon and other African states is not the presence of arms, but bad govern- governance. It's not just about silencing the guns, it's also about looking at things from a very holistic perspective, something that the African leaders fail to see. They try to fix something that is so complicated by doing so little that doesn't do anything to look into the issue, to look into the main cause, to look into the main root of the problem. The problem is not the arms in Cameroon or the arms in Africa. Look at the entire sector where Cameroon is with the countries around it. Look at countries like Nigeria. As a matter of fact, the police in Nigeria and the military are trying to fight the secessionists, the Biafra secessionists. But when the herdsmen were killing people in the numbers, none of them were arrested. They did it till today. No arrest was made. So the Fulanese can kill people and go scot-free. The leadership does nothing. But now the Biafrans want to separate, and the spirit of secessionism in the Biafran people is at a high rate where Nigerian government has to do something, and they have implemented what is called Operation Peace. And their Operation Peace is to flush out and kill those who are trying to succeed. Operation Peace is actually Operation War, which is exactly what African leaders lack. Holistic perspective of how to fix the problems, the complicated problems that the African people are facing. They want to use, patch made up. It's like having a tire, and instead of, getting a new tire, you try to patch the holes. But there are so many holes you can't really patch the tire, because when you patch here, there's another air leak in here. You try to patch here, there's another air leak. That's what the Cameroon government is trying to do in fixing this issue with the Anglophone crisis, this issue with the separation between Southern Cameroon and East Cameroon or French Cameroon. They're trying to use a minimum way to fix something that needs more detail in order to fix. It needs to go back to the root cause of it. And the question is, why are Biafrans trying to succeed in Nigeria? It's because of bad governments, because of bad leadership. The leadership are so corrupt. People people in the government steal so much money and do nothing really with. Meanwhile, the rest of the people suffer. Bad leadership has destroyed Nigeria, and because of that, it's not only the Biafrans who want to succeed. You also have the Yoruba country that also wants to succeed. And as a matter of fact, that Cameroon, Nigeria is to be split into four different countries because of bad leadership. But let's go back to Cameroon, because they don't want to look at it from a holistic perspective. They think, oh, burning guns will fix the issue. No. Nigeria is heated with war. Guns are in Nigeria. They're going in and out. It's easily passed through Cameroon from Nigeria to bring guns. No matter what you try to do to stop it, hey, it's still gonna get in. Look at the war in the far north, or look at what is happening in Chad. There's a war brewing over there too. Look at what is happening in Central Africa. Around Cameroon, other countries are at war. So all those guns they're using will eventually get into Cameroon. So there's no way there's no way you can stop guns from entering into Cameroon because all the other countries are fighting wars. And it's just trying to solve the issue from a layman's mentality, layman's way with something so complicated means you don't really give a damn about what is happening. You just want to control shit in your own way, but it's not gonna work. So how do we address the root cause affecting the people of the continent Africa? Bad governance, corruption, mismanagement, failure to dialogue, election rigging. All this affects Africa, which is why you have wars going on in Nigeria, you have wars going on in Chad, you have wars going on in Central Africa, you have wars going on in Cameroon. And if you look at other parts of Africa, there's war everywhere. Why wouldn't there be more than 40 million illicit weapons? Can you stop that now? Africa, the whole entire Africa could not stop that. How do you think Cameroon will stop? They have picked a few guns and bombed, thinking that it will stop the movement of the southern Cameroon fighting for their liberation, their determination to live free as people. The French Cameroon government does not respect the humanity of Southern Cameroonians, does not respect the humanity of Southern Cameroon. They look down on us as less than animals. And they think, oh, if we burn guns, that's it, we're fixing the issue. No. Africa hasn't solved that issue. How can Cameroon solve that issue when you have over 40 million illicit guns in Africa? And around Cameroon, you have Central Africa fighting a war. You have Chad engulfed in a war. You have Nigeria also in a war. So thinking that you say, oh, we've burned the guns in Buea, it was going to stop the movement of the people. No. Southern Cameroonians are determined to be a nation, an independent nation, a sovereign nation. That's something that is not sinking in the brains of French Cameroonians and French Cameroonian citizens. We are determined. We are dying, yes, but we are dying to live free because we know that being part of La République Cameroon is only going to be death. And that's no future for Southern Cameroonians. And those few Southern Cameroonians who don't see the truth, who don't understand or comprehend what I'm saying, time will come, you will see what we are seeing. And you will see why we are fighting. You will see why many Southern Cameroonians are dying. Some of them are leaving after fighting, but more are joining the fight. Why? Because they know in their hearts, in their soul, in their spirit, that there's no life with French Cameroonians. There's no life with Franks, who controls everything in French Africa. So the only goal for all Southern Cameroonians is to liberate the 14 counties and control it by any means necessary. In 2013, the African Union launched an initiative to silence the guns in Africa by 2020. This is 2021. That initiative that they took in 2013 did not bear any fruits because there are more guns in Africa. So how do you think burning a few guns that you've collected, burning a few guns that people have given. Burning a few guns that you've seized will stop the dream, the hope, the future of Southern Cameroonians. You will have to kill all Southern Cameroonians in order to stop this dream. And if you're not willing to do that, just let Southern Cameroon go. It's as simple as that. Because you can't control the future of Southern Cameroons because France wants to benefit from the resources of Africa. Because you are doing all this for your master, France, who has held an African summit, even though many blacks in France rose against it. You see, the reason why Europe is meddling in Africa, the reason why France keep meddling in Africa, the reason why European nations keep meddling in Africa is because they cannot thrive without the resources of Africa. And so they will continue to meddle and use those scapegoats, those nincompoops, those fools who we call leaders, who are the yes sir, the servants, the slaves to the European power, called the presidents of Africa. All those French African leaders that went for the summit don't have the interests of Africa. And all those European leaders who were talking in the French African summit don't have the interests of black, but they have their own interest, which is to enjoy the resources that Africa has while depriving the people of Africa from the resources. That's just truth. And the day the French African nations will truly understand what is happening and stand and fight against France will be the day of reckoning. Will be the day of true independence because African nations do not really have freedom, do not really have independence, do not really control their fate. They are not the masters of their destiny. White supremacy controls Africa. And if Africans don't see the truth and understand, there will always be puppets to the West. And definitely China too. Puppets to the East. So with that said, all the so-called launch of African the African launch of an initiation to silence the guns failed woefully because there are more guns in Africa and more guns are entering in Africa. Why? Because of bad governments, corruption, mismanagement, and failure to have dialogue to their own people because they want to use black superiority to control their own people. They want to use black power to control their own people. And then, but they use that black power to control their own people while they allow European nations, the white power structure, to control them. We may say we fought for our independence. No, but Africa in general are not an independent continent or independent states in the continent of Africa. They are still enslaved, still in bondage, and will continue to until they realize their potential to work as a team to make Africa a better place. But when it comes to Cameroon, That will never happen in this generation. So the best decision that Southern Cameroonians have made is to fight wholeheartedly for Southern Cameroon, for Ambazonia. And that spirit will never die. No matter what the Prime Minister Guti is doing in Buea, burning guns, weapons, to show some kind of symbolic gesture that they're doing something. The reason why they're doing this is because they have failed to stop the war inside Southern Cameroon, and they're coming up with different schemes to say, oh, yes, we are winning. Meanwhile, in actuality, they are not. But though they are not winning, does not mean that we have won. We have a far way to go in order to win this war. Can we win it? Yes, we can. But we must work as a team, a Southern Cameroon team and an Ambazonian team for the future of all Southern Cameroon if we want our nation to be truly independent. This is King H. Like, share, subscribe, share your comments. Till next time.